and then I ordered porn, like a little. When I lived in Jersey, those kids were active in every single way. That whole neighborhood, and it was always like we were always up to something, and that was one of the things we were up to. We went after porn again. When we were younger, Felicia and I, you could go into the back of a penthouse and get 3, Super 8.
Oh, right.
Super 8, it was called, reel to reel. 3 porno movies for $20, and they sent you a little fucking makeshift projector that was a piece of shit.
Right.
So that was another thing we did. We ordered that one time, and we took it up to my attic, and we watched them. And it was, I wish that porn was still around to show people what porn from the late 60s and 70s looked like.
Was not gentle.
It was just horrific.
Yeah.
That stuff was horrific. It was just mortifying. The more I think about it today, I'm like, yeah, I even wrote a bit about it that gave it a little justice. I liked the bit because I would say, Jesus, I gave that such a funny take, but it wasn't funny. It was so unfunny that one of the younger kids in the room started crying. That's how unfunny it was. Like, the guy's dick was big. She put fucking jelly on it and put 2 pieces of white bread on his dick. Her tits had been sucked out, Felicia.
Oh.
They looked like men's tits. Like, looked like my chest. She must have been 23. She wasn't missing teeth, but she had an overbite. You could hear the director giving her instructions, like, suck the dick.
Oh,
and she would go, no.
Really?
No. Like, she would have, like, it was crazy.
Yeah.
And then he would put the dick in her face, and then she would grab it, and the guy's dick was gigantic. Like, that's when they made super dicks. Like 16 inches. Like, this thing was this big. And that's what they settled on. Her putting jelly and peanut butter and jelly, getting a piece of... Like, she put 2 pieces of bread out, and there was still 6 inches hanging out of his dick.
Right.
Like, that's how big this guy's dick was. We all sat there like, and that was that.
Do you think when you guys were doing it at that age, obviously you have a tremendous curiosity about it and an urge, but do you think that it got to the point where you guys were ordering films and doing all that just because it's one-upping each other and just in a group
we do it together as partners. All those little scams.
But just egging each other on?
And then we got, once we got the freshman year, that's the same crew was together. And now we'd raise the stakes on that trip. We'd snort angel dust.
Jeez.
And then watch porn?
No, go into the city.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
No, and then go get some porn.
Here's 6 14-year-old, maybe 1 15-year-old on angel dust, which is just a blur. So then I would go, listen, what do you want me to even raise the stakes more? Oh, no. All right, here's what we're going to do. You, Lee, and Felicia, I'll see you guys later. What do you mean? Me, Carlos, and Jimmy are going to go this way. We'll meet you at 4 o'clock at Portatoria on 181st Street. It's 48th Street. We're going to meet you in 3 hours. Nah, it's 11. We're going to meet you in 5 hours. We take the A train. Kids, you know how many things could have happened to you? Do you have any fucking idea, Felicia? A trains, getting on the A train to the Bronx with junkies nodding. And you're on the train with 3 of us, like, giggling and shit. But I'd been going to the city since the 5th grade. 4th grade. That was what I did on the weekends. My mom had no fucking idea.
What would you do up there?
In the city?
In the Bronx.
Walk around, get a slice of pizza. Like, you have no fucking idea what could happen to you up there in those days.
But did you just say you snorted angel dust first?
Yeah, we'd snort angel dust first. We got into angel dust the end of freshman year.
You're talking like it's normal, but then...
It was huge. It was $10 for a bag, and 3 people could get high. I mean, fucked up.
What kind of high was that like?
Gumby.
Meaning?
10 Valiums. It's like eating a bunch of Valiums, and all of a sudden your life is flashing like... The whole day is just flashing. Like, you're just flashing, you're fucking high. You know, you're Gumby. That's what we call it, Gumby dust. You were just Gumby.
Yeah.
And we'd walk those streets in New York, get involved in 3 Card Montes, take an A train, get off by Cedar Sinai up on 165th Street. We'd walk around there. We'd see if we could get weed. You know how many fucking things could happen to you when you're 13? You're trying to get fucking weed in the city. And we'd get it. And then we'd go up to the platform. They would show up. We go to OTB. Mm-hmm. Off-track betting, go in there. You know how many things that happen to you in there? That's pedophileville.
Right.
Off-track betting is pedophileville.
What's in that time period? What's the worst trouble you guys ever got into? And not trouble like where you got caught, but the worst situation where you had fear of like this is
at those strip clubs when the women would lure you in and you go in there and sit next to them at the bar, and then they come with a bottle of champagne. Those bottles are $20-something, man. And the fucking bouncers would go, "What the fuck? You guys don't have no money. Empty your fucking pockets." So we'd go in there with some money already in our socks, like we were just fucking, crazy.